Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're giving another update onto Marathon Digital Holdings. It's been a while, so I'll discuss it a little bit in depth than usual. So Marathon Digital Holdings aims to build the largest mining operations in North America at one of the lowest energy cost. Marathon helps you gain exposure to Bitcoin in your portfolio without having to deal with the complications of holding the assets directly. So this company, we covered it a while ago, I think back in January of this year. So it's been a while, and I'm going to discuss just a couple of the latest updates and then relating towards their subpoena. So Marathon Digital Holdings Incorporation recently announced, actually today, proposed convertible senior notes offering. So it's going to be around $75 million of additional principal amounts of notes, in addition of around $500 million aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes that are due in 2026. So that in general is a massive amount, but the company itself is worth right now is around $7 billion, a lot more than when we covered it last time, where it was back in January when it was trading around $20. So it really multiplied quite a bit, especially year over year as well. And we're seeing this company as $500 million offering in senior notes with additional notes of around $75 million, not to be the massive news it is. Biggest issue with this one at this point, from what I'm seeing, is relating towards their subpoena. But quick thing, let's take a look at Marathon at a glance and taking a look at the performance, at least for this year. So Marathon's global hash rate, generally speaking, and their actual hash rate has been enormously increasing. We went from almost around zero hash rate when you're looking at this to all the way and anticipated in mid 2022 around 13 of hash rate of EHs per second. So currently that is a massive improvement, and currently speaking they're holding quite a bit of Bitcoin, around 7,453 Bitcoins, and some of the corporate highlights including producing 417.7 self-mined Bitcoins alone in October 2021, increasing again the total Bitcoin of around 7,500, which is approximately a value of around $460 million. Cash on hand was approximately $20.9 million, and the total liquidity defined as cash and Bitcoin holdings was approximately $480 million. They also received approximately 42,381 top-tier ASIC miners from Bitmain year to date, with around 12,331 delivered to Compute North facility, and additional 3,285 ASIC miners currently in transit. Existing mining fleet approximately produces 2.96 EHs per second and consists of around 27,280 active miners, with a total hash rate of the company's Bitcoin mining pool, Marapool, reaching 3 EHs per second in October. In October, it began chartering planes to mitigate the impact of global logistics issues, and to ensure that shipments of new miners occur in timely manners. They're basically shipping their own things through their own planes. Before moving on forward, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button and leave notifications on for the channel. And also don't forget to drop a like if you've actually enjoyed this video so far. Now, in terms of their general growth, they're really seeing a massive growth of this company. By the end of 2022, the potential of return of assets will be 2.24 on every dollar spent on assets. So that's a really nice return on assets value. There's different valuations here and how they compare themselves with other companies as well. And the Bitcoin ecosystem basically are saying here has gone mainstream, and they are taking benefit out of mining it. Now, just keep in mind that the total path of profitable mining really also depends on the block reward, and the block reward does change every so often. And so basically the block reward will at some point become almost obsolete in general, or very minimal. That Marathon will have to adjust to other cryptocurrencies rather than Bitcoin, and I do imagine that their Bitcoin miners can be adjusted for that and they'll be able to adjust. Now, the biggest thing, as I did talk about, is Marathon Digital Holding receives an SEC subpoena related to the 2022 Hardened Data Center Agreement. So this one here, it's dropping quite significantly, around 20% today, relating towards this news, in addition as well to the offerings of senior notes for around $500 million worth. So Marathon executives received a subpoena from the US Exchange Committee, and in the company's 10-K filings on Monday, the SEC is investigating whether Marathon Digital Holdings has been in violation to the federal securities law. Now, on October 6, 2020, the Bitcoin miners entered into a series of agreements with multiple parties to design and build a data center for up to 100 megawatts in Hardin, a small town in northern part of the state, and issued 6 million of the restricted Marathon common shares as a part of the deal. Last October, Marathon Holdings announced a joint venture with Beowulf Energy for the Hardin data center, where Beowulf will also become an equity shareholder of Marathon. Marathon Digital Holdings share were down more than 12% on Monday and underperforming in all cryptocurrency mining peers. Earlier on Monday, the Bitcoiner said it will raise $500 million, as we mentioned. So the biggest thing here is subpoena, in addition towards the $500 million worth of offering, additional to around $75 million optional, that really took a beating into the stock. Now, when we're talking about institutional buyers, we see some names that liquidated, such as Courage Capital liquidated, UBS liquidated 95%, Exodus Point Capital liquidated 42%, and some others liquidated. Hudson Bay, however, on today, 15th, added around 233.3% off their position. You're able to see some increases, like Torso Investments currently hold around 1.6 million shares. So there's a bit of selling, actually more selling than buying, but I'm not sure exactly what's pushing this, but generally speaking, it's still holding really well. So going on towards institutional buyers, there's not much to go on. And again, the biggest news comes in the subpoena and the $500 million worth of notes. Let's move on now towards technical analysis and discuss this further. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, what we're seeing is a few things that are very interesting to us. First off, the price point is actually still within the trading action zone, between the 10 SMA and the 30 MA. And that's where most reversals do usually occur. And being that the 10 SMA is above the 30 MA, that's a bullish thing as well. Now, on the 80X, it's not really going to matter because it's been a really strong uptrend for a while. But on the million%R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, it shows a highly oversold stock. And it wasn't like that all the way since 30th of September. So where it was on the $30 marks. Currently on the MACD, it's attempting a negative reversal. We'll see if it's confirmed or not. Basically, if we follow 2 days that are red, then it's very likely that we're undergoing this negative reversal. And momentum here is drawing back, but still positive. It decreased, but still positive. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are suggesting we might be meeting a strong support sometime soon. Now, in terms of the Bollinger Bands and the moving average bands, I'll only focus on the moving average bands. This one is expected to trade between $66.04 and $54. Now, on the Fibonacci retracements, this one has quite a bit. You're looking at a support at 51.74 and 41.93 and a resistance at 65.71. But if we were just to take a look into, let's say, the yearly perspective, things are looking a little bit different. We start from the 83.45 or around there, and dive all the way down to, let's say, around 1083. The next major support here is 55.70, 47.13, 38.56, and 27.96. The resistances are at 67.90 and 83.45. Now, from a normal perspective, we're able to see a resistance, or my bad, a support at 56.81, going down to 54.78, 52.51, 49.88, 44.74, 39.49, 36.74, 32.20, 28.50, and then 24.68 and down to 2014. Resistances, there are a few hard ones actually. 61.58, then 64.21, and then 70.06, 73.41, and up to 77.11. Now, from an analyst recommendation perspective, this one currently has an average price target of around 63.75. With 4 buys, 0 hold, and 0 sell, it marked as a strong buy. Now, price targets go all the way from $48 to $92. So this stock has gone a long way from year to year and back in history where it was around 30 cents to all the way to almost $100. Now, this stock is really holding with momentum, and the stock itself, or the company itself, is actually using the stock market to raise a lot of money to basically realize this quote-unquote priced-in growth. And so it's kind of coming in as a self-prophecy situation. So it is really interesting with this subpoena and the offering. It definitely put a drawback, but I do think it's going to start accumulating around the $56 to around the $54 level. But in my own perspective, we still don't have the correct fundamentals to reflect, because we do need a yearly one. What do you think is going to happen here? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Sure, subscribe and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.